So this is the last lecture of the Semantic SEO course, and in this lecture we will examine our last, you can say, the article. Here these are the contextual hints that we are using at this specific place. The benefits of hot water are based on NC reports, but there are some emerging and tangentially related scientific search in this area. When you talk about the benefits, you must give the research. Some people report feeling benefit from hot water drinking, especially first thing in the morning or right before bed. This is basically the annotation that come from the research. The diagram below shows some potential benefits of drinking hot water, including promotion benefits. Here we give or describe about the diagram. You can see this is the same diagram with a different title, and we list down the or we describe the different organs of the body. Here we give the ranges, the 54 centigrade to 71 centigrade. These are the specific ranges, and this is the definition of hot water here, but it did not properly the direct definition, but we expand this specific thing further in the article. This is just the summative part. Now here we use the we. This is basically the brand, because we use these specific type of brands, or you can say the pronouns, because we tell that we are authority, and this is the opinion are given by the authority, or you can say the expert opinion. Sometimes we also use these specific type of pronouns. Hotter than this can cause tissue damage. Staying hydrated is important regardless of temperature of the water, but there is a sufficient evidence to support the health benefits of drinking water to make it worthwhile low cost practice at some of the time. Here we go for the different you can say demographics or the culture section, and then you can see all the contextual vector in the table of contents. As here we give the list plus list definition. Here these four are, and the others continue further from that. And here we give the anchor text. While there is a little scientific research into the benefits of water, we connect the benefits of water, the root, our root of the topical map, from the different web pages, and here we also link back. And you notice something, that we did not link the cold water back from this hot water article, because it does not important every time to use the reciprocal links, because cold water is first not our quality node, and this is easily to rank. So you can also use these specific type of strategies to prioritize the specific part of your topical map, to give the internal links to those for increasing the relevance. Here, if I move to the next, hot water promotes better digestion. We start with this research study, and if I see the first sentence of this specific heading, hot water aids body detoxification by rising body temperature to cause sweating, which then allows the body to expel waste through the sweat. So if I go again, the next first sentence of the specific contextual vector, hot water is vasodilator, meaning it expands blood vessels, relaxes the muscle, and positively impact the circulation. Basically circulation is connected again to the blood, and we mentioned the blood vessels, so it's all connected to each other. If you see these specific visual images, you must use the most scientific terms in all the images as much as possible. Now for example, here we give this specific study. A 2003 study found that switching from cold water to hot water promotes digestion. It was entitled Water Induced Thermogenesis and carried out by Michael Boschman from the Humboldt University in Germany. The study followed 14 healthy men and women and found the main thing here is that basically we first give the research and then give the result of the research, and then we connect back it to the hot water, that is our benefits of drinking water connected with. And then here we give the visual which is the different energy levels. So the main point here is that whatever you see in this specific part, it comes from these all the things. For example, if I search acid reflux or the reflux in the A5, you can see that in the A5 it is mentioned. And if we see the blood pressure in the A7, you can also see that blood pressure is mentioned in the weight loss, that is the A7. And if you remember this specific note, mention for every section whether there is a myth or not. Drinking hot water can assist to relieve discomfort because of X, Y, and these specific type of things. So if we see that we have very detailed section as compared to the cold water, because as you know, cold water is not our quality node and the hot water is our quality node, and that's why their article methodology is the very much detailed. For example, if we see this specific part, we give more and more researches in that specific place. Stress can be relieved by drinking hot water. And if we go for the next section, that you can stay hydrated by drinking water, here we give the different aspects. Basically, hot liquid is the entity class, and here we cover the different types of the perspectives, or you can say hot liquids. And then here, what are the some misunderstanding about hot water? It's body detoxification, weight loss, blood circulation, and the drinking hot water help the central nervous system. So here you notice something, that blood circulation is aided by hot water. There is no direct scientific backing. If we go back to our third section and we just read it again, even brief improvements in circulation can support better blood flow to muscle and assist in health maintenance, from cardiovascular function to muscle pain relief. This diagram illustrates how the expansion of blood vessels supports. There is a limited scientific proof to the claim that the act of drinking hot water will have this effect. However, according to the review of 13 studies undertaken by the Department of Nursing at Women's University in Korea entitled The Thermal Effects of Water Immersion on Health Outcome Immersion in Warm Water appear to improve blood flow in patients. Basically here, if we see hot water is a vasodilator, we connect all the thing, we expand our context, and then we expand, we justify with it research. You notice we give some different types of perspectives to align with every type of perspective. For example, in any case, we are still relevant. In a simpler word, if I ask that first we explain or we ask this specific context or this concept, we explain this specific context, then here we give the research, and then we said there is no direct research for this specific context. Now, in whatever case this blood circulation is aided by hot water is mentioned in another documents or the sources. So if the consensus are changing, we stay still responsive, accurate, and the relevant, because we cover the different perspectives. So that's why the contextual bridge is very important for us. And nowadays we have the strong, or you can say in the starting stage, the AI systems. You can also use the AI systems to think or connect these things to each other. But if you did not have the basic logic or the basic concepts of the semantics, you did not, even with the AI system, can do that. So basically semantics is about the linguistics. You need to love the linguistics and you deeply understand and thinking about the linguistics to make these things even more better. So the next here is, what are the risks of drinking hot water? The risk of drinking hot water include tissue damage. We already discussed or described about this specific part. Basically, in this summative summary, or you can say the generative journal summary, we already described about this. And here the optimal drinking temperature for hot fluids are 58 Celsius and 136 Fahrenheit as per 2008 study conducted by the Department of Mechanical Engineering at the University of Texas. And then we also give another research. If you see at the bottom part, we also give the different researches at this specific place, and then we ask the risky question, that is drinking hot water cannot cause miscarriage. There is no scientific research showing this to be the case, because here one thing, we use very strong language as much as possible, and then we justifying our statement or declaration, we give the research. Here we give the different ideal temperature to drink water, ideal temperature for tasting flavors, ideal temperature for thirst quenching, ideal temperature for rapid hydration, ideal temperature for feeling refreshed, ideal temperature for health in your personal performance, and something like that. And here you can see we have the different types of ideal temperature with the different types of purpose and with the different types of researches with the different types of values and the organization names in that area. So here it is the next, what is the temperature of hot drinking water. One more thing here I want to mention is that if you have the automation and the proper basic logic and thinking, and you have the understanding, heavier understanding of linguistics, then you have the natural advantages to do these things. But these things are written manually, and because our industry, our SEO industry are using very much old technique that I think so in the 2001 or 2002, I think so. But you know, these semantics are coming from even 2007 and 2015. So this is also old, but our industry did not adopted it. So that's why they are behind left. So now here we give the definition of hot drinking water temperature. The temperature of hot drinking water should ideally be 58 or 136 Fahrenheit and these type of things. And Ayurvedic medicine does make a different claim, and here we give the different quotation. Then we have the next question, what can you mix? We give here the three things: garlic, lemon, and lemon in water. We give the anchor text honey. You can also remember here in the content brief we mention about that. Again here we give this specific medicine because this is, I think so, most important entity. So in the next, what is the best time to drink hot water? The best time to drink hot water is the first thing in the morning according to the experts. We give the one expert and then we give the second expert, and then we visualize it in the image to talk with the search engine in a visual form. And also here one thing is that we include the word when. So it is the best answer if you give also the timing or timings in the answer, for example morning, or you can say here the 15 to 30 minutes. So it is also better for that specific type of questions. And here one more time we have the Boolean question: should you drink hot water daily? We directly answer with a yes or no, protecting the question format. And then we go for the next, what are the kinds of water can you drink hot? Here we give the potable water hot, tap water, or these type of different types. And then we give the reasons people prefer drinking hot water. We give the reasons that comes from the benefits, and then here we mention the different Chinese or the Japanese or Asian countries, and then we expand this specific section at the end. We did not include it on the upper part, we just put it in the bottom because we did not have a lot of queries or the queries about this specific context. So this is the longest lecture in the Semantic SEO course. We first, if I summarize, we first talk about the topical map concepts, then we see the topical maps of two projects. We learn how to create the content brief, attribute filtrations. Then we check the practically created content briefs. We check the articles that created from the content briefs, and you see the results of these, it taking clicks from the health line when the Koray do the SEO on this project. Now in the next upcoming videos I have planned, or you can say maybe I publish from scratch the different topical maps, create videos on a different topics in also Urdu and also in English. These are basically just the fundamentals. After these fundamentals we go next, and maybe I want to show the different types of projects, content briefs, topical maps from the different projects as well that are successful. Personally, I have a lot of case studies, but I did not publish yet. But in the future, maybe I planned for it. Maybe I publish or maybe not. But I will try my best to do for free and for you all. So, welcome to the end of beginning.